What's going on, guys? It's Shu here, bringing you another review on You Cannot Be in a Rom-Com with Your Childhood Friends. And let's just go ahead and get into it. So, this episode honestly was kind of funny. Because I think it's a bit relatable, personally. Because we actually get to see that AU is a big rom-com manga reader. I've become myself one of them. I haven't read this one, but I have a manga of an anime that is ongoing right now that I'll actually be doing my initial thoughts review tomorrow. So I'll definitely be putting that out there. But it was definitely fun to watch how they make fun of him to a certain level. Akari especially, which was kind of like poking fun at him, but we see that Chio also kind of has her own fun with it as she tries to kind of recreate some scenes. She wanted to kind of do what she read, and I think that she's also a fan. I don't think she wasn't really heavy on the making fun of him. She was more of anything just kind of like trying to get him in situations like she was reading in the manga, and trying to kind of play to him. She goes into the locker room, the PE storage room, where you keep all the stuff you need for PE, like your regular hula hoops, your rope, your cushions, and all the good stuff you need for a class. That they're all in there, and she's actually waiting there for quite some time, and I started to worry about her because, she falls asleep, and she finds that the door is locked. So there's really nowhere else you can go. She's asking for help. And of course, our typical protagonist, they're actually showing up. AU shows up and it's like, he's even showered. And it's like, I guess that during the time you shower, you're like, oh my God, I just realized, this could have happened. So I'm going to run over to school in my tracksuit, pajamas, whatever it is. And he goes and he finds her, and she's happy, and it's been a few hours. Obviously people are concerned, and she was in there obviously because she thought that he was going to show up, since it was supposedly his duty today to clean up in the PE room. And there wasn't really class, so there wasn't really anything for him to do. So by him showing up there was purely by chance. And so we have these two kind of have a moment. She wants to be able to spend time with him, just him, in the dark. And just when you think things are going to possibly happen, Akari shows up. And she's like, I was worried. I thought something bad happened to you. I think she was being genuine. I think she actually believed that maybe something could have happened to her. And I won't put it past them. Could there have been a possibility? Of course. Anything could have happened. But she sees that she's with AU, and they had talked and texted and have you seen anything, let me know. And they never really, she never even bothered to look at the phone that he had replied. So I was just kind of like, that sometimes happens. But we see that the following day, Akari starts to get worried and thinking that something might have happened with AU and her. And so she actually tries to kind of confront Shio in the bathroom, and she flat out says, oh no, there's nothing going on with me. There would never be nothing going on with me and AU. And she realizes that she dropped the ball. Honestly, she had a possibility of getting the relationship going with him and possibly something actually happening, because I think maybe he would have actually been more than willing to admit that he has feelings, because it definitely looks like he cares for both Akari and her. It's just a matter of who do you care more? And I guess only time will tell. But moving past it, we actually get to see later in this episode that Akari kind of gets a turn. It was more focused on Shio, but we have a moment here where everyone's at her house because the water broke, and their water heater broke at the AU's house. And so that's getting fixed, and we have this little moment here where he accidentally goes into the bathroom. She's in there, and she kind of is upset, but she kind of lets it go. But then we have her kind of walking outside. He goes out there with her and talks to her, and they talk about old promises that they had when they were younger, and it shares a moment that he remembers and that she remembers, and like they tease each other, and like we see how happy they were at the very end. So it was nice to see a little moment between these two, despite the fact that it was mostly focused on Shio. But I did like that these two kind of had a moment. But that is it for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to like, and I'll catch you later.